Hello, today's video is going to be about how to make the ideal training plan for you. The one that works for me is not necessarily going to be the best one that works for you. My name is Tom. I'm a 66-year-old runner. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you. I'll start off by talking about who should even make a running plan or a running schedule. And when I say running plan or running schedule, I mean something that you can plot out like a month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months or more ahead of time. And sometimes it can be a detailed running plan, training plan. Sometimes it can be something that is not so detailed. So who should and who shouldn't make a plan? First of all, if you're being coached by somebody, then it's not going to be essential to make a plan. When I was junior high, high school, and in college, I had coaches when I was a runner back then who would make the training schedules, make the plans, and so I didn't really have to plot them out ahead of time. I did, however, make a running journal even as far back as high school, back in the 1970s. And that's another thing, is the running journal. This video is not about making journals, but it's a good idea for everybody, it seems to me, to make a journal that you can refer back to and see where you made mistakes, see what worked, see what didn't work. So not everybody should make a plan, but if you're like me and you're a self-coached runner, then yeah, you should. It's a good idea to create your own plan. It also depends on just how busy and complex your schedule is. If my schedule is a lot more simpler now. I am retired, but I do plan a lot of things. I am more than just a runner, so I have other things in my schedule going on, and so I find that I can maximize my running performance by planning a schedule ahead of time, down the line, up to about 2 months ahead of time, 2 months down the line, I do the schedule. And so I think that even though I have a fairly simple schedule these days, it does help, I think. And especially for those of you that are still working, if you are still raising families, that kind of thing, your schedule is pretty complicated. So all the more reason, if you're going to incorporate running into your schedule, all the more reason to plan out the days that you run, plan out the days that you go to the gym and work out. Because if you don't make a plan, then it's going to be really easy to skip your training days and your running days. So I think a plan will enable you to stick to your schedule much better. So what's a good way to actually do your schedule? Should you do it hard copy, like using a journal or a piece of paper or something like that? Yeah, if that works for you, go ahead and do it. My running plan and schedule for, I think the last 3, maybe even 4 years, I've been using the Google Calendar. And I find that works very well for plotting out my running and training schedule. And the nice thing that I found about the Google Calendar is that you can write in details. and actually on each day. So you click on a particular day and you can log in details. But actually the details I find are more useful for journaling. So after I've done a run for the day, and I'll have the broad heading will be visible on the the 30-day calendar or whatever. And then on the details, if there's anything notable from a particular run that I did that day, then I'll write it down in the details. For instance, lately I've been dealing with some very minor niggles in my left calf, and so in the details I've been journaling the updates on how my calf feels, and that brings me to another point, and that is you should, and this is from Coach Brad Hudson. He recommends that when you make a plan, you should do it in pencil, not in ink. And he's speaking kind of metaphorically, and since I'm doing an online Google Calendar, I'm not writing anything in pencil or in ink. But what he means is that be willing to change the plan. And that is so important. In fact, that might be the most important point that I'm making today, is how essential it is to be willing to change your scheduled run for that day. For me, it happens all the time. I'm constantly adjusting my schedule and readjusting week by week and day by day. What's been going on with me recently is once again the calf niggles, and that's forced me to shift days, give myself 2 days off instead of scheduled 1 day off, and so it's important, and that's linked to the whole listening to your body thing, where each day you got to listen to your body. And so is this a day that I should stick to the schedule, or is this a day where I'm feeling an ache or pain a little bit more strongly and should take an extra day off? So always be willing to adjust your schedule on the fly. This video, the primary audience is going to be runners in their 60s, 60 years old or older. And excuse me, if you're like me, then you are more injury prone now than you were when you were a kid. And so I just might say that the late Jeff Galloway, did mention that running 3 days a week for older runners is a sweet spot. That's kind of something that most of us would do best at. That's what I do. I run 3 days a week. And currently I'm running about 18 to 19 miles per week. And my ultimate goal is to do the 80-20 rule, where 20% of that running is going to be hard. So for me, that works to be about 1 hard day per week. Excuse me. Let me get that frog or something out of my throat. So I'm running 3 days a week, and I am also visiting the gym twice a week. And as I mentioned, I've got a few other things in my life that require my attention and require planning and scheduling. And so it's important for even me to plot those 3 days out for the week, and to plot 3 days of running out for the week, and to plot the 3 days of being in the gym. The gym involves some cross training. I try to do about 30 minutes of elliptical twice a week when I'm at the gym. And then after I'm done with the elliptical, I'll do strength training. A lot of that strength training involves exercises that have been given to me by various physical therapists. All right, happy planning. I hope your schedule works great for you, and of course, be willing to change on the fly. Please like and subscribe, and have a great week. Thank you.